But what is it that women want on Women's Day and for the rest of their life? Which is your favorite Women's Day memory?
Please give me the same pay. Please.
Are you planning to get married? तुमसे पूछा गया है कभी ऐसा?
No, bro.
Oh, sorry.
I'm okay.
Me too के बाद तो कुछ बोल ही नहीं सकते.
ऐसा क्या बोल रहे थे
हाँ. Men at the workplace come up to me and say, what is it that we could be doing better? कि दाल में पहले से ही कुछ काला था.
अब यहाँ तो पूरी दाल काली हो चुकी है.
I like दाल मखनी वैसे. Hi everyone, welcome to Eve's Teasing podcast. मैं हूँ फरजीन.
And I'm Prapti.
और आज हम ऐसी चीज के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं जो हम हर साल सेलिब्रेट करते हैं.
Not your birthday, not your birthday.
But Happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day, Prapti.
Happy Women's Day, Farzeen.
Which is your favorite Women's Day memory? Nothing. Cupcakes?
Oh yeah, very tasty ones also. And a rose also. They used to give us.
अच्छा, हमें तो बस cupcakes मिले थे. In this one organization which is right now India's one of the biggest media conglomerates. वहाँ पे भी हमें सिर्फ cupcakes ही मिले थे. But what is it that women want on Women's Day and for the rest of their lives?
So many movies on this, so many books on this,
What
magazines.
do we want?
Yeah, what do we want? Yeah?
What do we want?
I don't know. Equal pay maybe.
Maybe equal rights.
Yeah, and maybe छेड़ा खानी ना हो.
हाँ, थोड़ी opportunities equal मिल जाए workspace में.
Yeah, and like as you know, when I give instructions to a team, they don't overlook it because I'm female.
हाँ, और कभी-कभी ऐसे casual sexism थोड़ा कम हो जाए.
कम करने को बोल रहे हैं, हटाने को भी नहीं बोल रहे
हाँ,
यार.
थोड़ा सा कम. बट एक सीरियस नोट पे वुमेन्स डे हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मनाया जाता है 8 मार्च को. ग्लोबली मनाया जाता है इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे. And brands get really excited in this first week of March. Do you remember a campaign that really stood out for you for Women's Day?
Can we watch a few campaigns that really stood out for us on Women's Day?
Let's. ठीक है.
अब क्यों रो रही हो? हाँ? अब क्यों टेंशन हो रही है?
मैम आई नो हमारे प्री बोर्ड्स के मार्क्स बहुत कम आए हैं. एंड आज आपका लास्ट डे है.
मैम, आज से तो आपकी छुट्टियां शुरू हैं.
नहीं पंकजा जी, मैं छुट्टियां नहीं ले रही. मेरे कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस की जरूरत है.
ऐसे बच्चे हर बैच में होते हैं मैडम.
मेरे हिसाब से तो आपको अपने होने वाले बच्चे पे ध्यान देना चाहिए.
ये भी तो मेरे ही बच्चे हैं ना मैम.
क्या चल रहा है दोस्तों?
ठीक है, women can have it all. Chill करने दो यार उसे. मतलब women can only have it all if she is like working and she is pregnant and she is married and she is taking care of the house. And she's coming to school in the last
Extra classes भी ले रही हैं वो.
Extra last month of her pregnancy.
She was going on leave on maternity leave. इतनी मुश्किल से तो paid maternity leave मिलने लगी है.
पता नहीं.
उस पे भी आप बोल रहे हो कि the one who doesn't take it is the one that needs to be celebrated. And that's the thing. Some might want to work, some might be able to, but to glorify it to this level and make it seem like she can lift both the load, मतलब बच्चा भी वो अपना कैरी करेंगी, पूरे संसार का बोझ भी वो कैरी करेंगी. When you're sitting down to write these campaigns for Women's Day, आपने एक आइडिया बनाया हुआ है about women. ये नारी अच्छी है,
ऐसे होना चाहिए. मतलब ये औरत की एक पहचान है और वो ये है कि भाई do it all.
Blueprint बना दिया है कि if a woman is like this, she's worth celebrating and
then only she's a woman यार.
Yeah, then only she's a woman.
Women's Day पे woman कौन सी woman को याद करेंगे? इन्हीं को, हम थोड़ी.
हाँ, and that's the thing. Like there are a lot of teachers who do go the extra mile. And honestly, I remember having teachers in school who were pregnant and who would climb 3 floors. अपना सब कुछ कर रही
My
थी.
boss was pregnant and I remember like it was the last month of her pregnancy and she had come in for work and she was early. I remember walking in and she was crouching under the table because she could not bend down and plug in her charger.
Yeah.
So there are women who do that. Kudos to them, great. But that is not a benchmark, yeah?
Yeah, that can't be a parameter कि हाँ अब ये है तो बस that is how it should be. Let's look at another ad which is around the same concept I feel, but it's not a Women's Day campaign. It was a Diwali campaign, and that to me was very nice. Like I felt that was nice because सिर्फ Women's Day पे क्यों औरतों पे ads बनाया जाए?
मेरे को तो नहीं अच्छा लगा वो ad. But let's talk about it. Agree to disagree वाले लोग हैं.
You are next. So just have a seat. Here you go.
Thank you.
पराठा खाओगी? ले लो घर का है, अच्छा है.
ट्राई करो। अचार के साथ ले लो। लास्ट राउंड है तुम्हारा। बहुत इंटरव्यूज हो रहे हैं।
क्या पूछते हैं?
शादी को कितना टाइम हुआ, हस्बैंड क्या करता है, फैमिली कब प्लान कर रहे हो। लड़कियों से यही सब पूछते हैं।
सीवी नहीं देखते? नोटिस पीरियड पे हूँ।
हाँ, फर्स्ट इसीलिए नोटिस।
बिठा कर रखते हैं सारा दिन, काम ही नहीं देते। वो बोले इससे पहले मैंने रिजाइन कर लिया।
बताना नहीं था ना, इसको क्या बोलोगी?
नहीं बताऊं?
बाद में बता। ये दिवाली गिफ्ट मैं एक और ले लूंगी।
नहीं।
हो ना, हो जाएगा।
So, how did it go? The interview? Just give me a minute.
क्यों अच्छा लगा तुम्हें ऐड?
मुझे ये एड रिलेटिवली अच्छा लगा बिकॉज यहाँ पे चॉइस जो है वो उस चीज को हाईलाइट किया गया। प्रेग्नेंट होके काम करने को ग्लोरीफाई नहीं किया बट एज अ चॉइस दिखाया। दिस पर्सन वांट्स टू वर्क बट जो बायसेस होते हैं वर्क प्लेस में वो बहुत ही सटली समझा दिया कि उसके ऑफिस में उसको काम नहीं दे रहे हैं बिकॉज शी इज प्रेग्नेंट।
This woman was my boss, and she said, I don't hire women because they get pregnant and then they want to go on leaves.
Wow, this is about internalized misogyny.
And this is a very woke woman, okay? Like out there,
Clearly not.
woke is a lie, babe. Let's leave it there. But it's so difficult. Like, what? Just because it's not like you don't go into the substitute mode, no? That someone has to take leave and another person takes in the role, and then that person comes back and can get back to work. वो सब available ही नहीं है for women. That is why maternity leave is so much of a problem. अरे जा रही है, पैसे भी देने पड़ेंगे and all of that.
Which reminds me, hiring के time पे there are certain obnoxious questions that women get asked, and personally I've been asked, घर पे कौन कौन है, आप पे कितनी responsibility है. Why the hell should I share personal information like that with you? But there's a reason why those things are asked. If I have a single mom, then clearly I'm not very
volatile हो सकती है।
हाँ, क्योंकि कभी भी जरूरत पड़ सकती है. But if a man has a single parent, तो उसको पे ज्यादा दिया जाएगा because of course उसको ध्यान रखना है parents
See,
का.
that's where it comes in. So if he is taking chutti to take care of his parents, that'll be okay. But if a woman takes chutti to take care of her
that's a liability.
Yeah.
You're a liability.
you're a liability then.
In fact, very recently मुझसे पूछा गया liabilities हैं क्या आपके ऊपर? And I'm like responsibility बोलते हैं please, which was very recent. And और भी are you planning to get married? तुमसे पूछा गया है कभी ऐसा?
No, bro.
Oh, sorry.
I'm okay.
I was being sarcastic.
Thanks.
But yeah, those are some of the questions that you get asked, and here we are just trying to like bring light to these things which are very real.
But again, circling back to the ad, I did not like that ad because बड़ा ही condescending ad लगा कि वो बोल रही है कि इतने सारे लोग वेट कर रहे हैं, आप यहाँ बैठ जाइए. वहां वो बैठ जाती है, उसका इंटरव्यू शुरू हो गया, उसे पता ही नहीं है. उसे पता ही नहीं है. At least who wrote this ad, यार?
यार but देखो ना, ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएटिव के साथ है, ये प्रॉब्लम जेंडर के साथ नहीं है. She deserves the job.
Why can't they show her going for the interview? Why was
But then it is a very plain thing, no? ये तो वही मैं कह रही हूँ, it's a creative call. फिर तो यार आप दिखाओ कि एक बंदा आया, इंटरव्यू के लिए घुसा, इंटरव्यू हुआ, then it's not like there is no thrill to it. I liked it because she was already like, I think it was already decided that she's going to be the new hire because उस packet में already उसका employment letter था, and relatively I liked it, and also maybe I'm biased towards Shiba Chadha because I really like her, so maybe that's why I like this ad. But हाँ, ऐसे बहुत सारे आपको campaigns और भी दिखेंगे which were not Women's Day centric. There was this one Google का ad, Manja. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, that was a good ad. The fact that you can Google and figure out a way around things if only life is that easy. But at least it's talking about, it's like manja only, like you pull, so that push and pull that is
oh
there.
Wow, okay, yeah. हाँ.
Yeah, it's a connecting thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
ऐसे किया तो फिर और ऊपर
और
जाएंगे.
ऊपर जाएंगे.
ऐसे करेंगे तो और ऊपर
तो
जाएंगे.
Google is that. Google is basically flying a kite.
Google is helping women. Google gives you wings.
Okay. Because I've worked on a lot of campaigns for Women's Day, it's really funny to be in a room full of men and being the only woman in that room and trying to share your perspective as if एक औरत is enough to represent the entire clan.
Token. Such a cute.
और फिर जो मैं बोलती हूँ उसको डिसमिस कर दिया जाता है. तो ऐसे एक्सपीरियंसेस भी बहुत हुए हैं. तो वुमेन्स डे में मैं तो ये भी बोलना चाहूंगी कि यार इंक्लूसिविटी. बाय द वे यूएन सेट्स अ थीम फॉर एवरी ईयर्स वुमेन्स डे एंड इस बार का थीम प्राप्ति पता है तुम्हें क्या है?
नहीं.
इंस्पायर्ड इंक्लूजन. जस्ट वर्ड्स.
Please give me the same pay. Please. That's the only inclusion I want.
I swear, just give us the money that we deserve. And when we talk about money, when we talk about equal pay and we talk about wage gap, we're talking about equal pay for equal work. To set it very clear. तुम्हें पता है एक ना शार्क टैंक का वीडियो था where these entrepreneurs were basically discussing कि मैं ये करती हूँ और मेरा पे इतना है, मैं ये करता हूँ मेरा पे इतना है. 3 लोग थे, 3 फाउंडर्स थे. बंदी का सैलरी सबसे कम था.
Obviously.
तो लोगों ने कमेंट्स में, दिस इज ऑन सोशल मीडिया, लोगों ने कमेंट्स में लिखा व्हाई इज द वुमन अर्निंग लेस. सम रैंडम विनोद इज लाइक बिकॉज शी वर्क्स लेस. दिस शोज the mentality, right?
They back the wage
जाने,
gap.
मतलब and people feel like it's not real. Let us tell you that wage gap is so real that on a global account, women end up earning 20% less than men.
अच्छा, अगर आपको ये statistic wise अगर आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है, so personally also, I was a writer. My fellow colleague was a writer. And I was given a lesser amount. Like I was paid less. My appraisal was also lesser than him.
And qualifications?
Bye. Please, let's not. It's always me. Anyway.
More qualified.
Yeah. And then there was this production gig that I was part of for a while. And again, the male producer at same working hours, same shoot to be handled, same people to take care of, all of that, same logistics, everything the same. And I was paid less. So if you think it's like, bolte hain hawa mein gender pe, no.
No, of
it's
course.
a lived experience.
And you know, in Australia, because to tackle this problem, you know what they did? Recently, they have declared that every organization has to declare how much they pay their employees. For the longest time, HR आपको बोलता है salary मत discuss करो. That's also to basically like keep it under the wraps.
Yeah, that's capitalism.
Yeah.
Always discuss your salaries.
हाँ, and Australia में ये कर दिया कि अब आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि आप जो equal वो होते हैं ना.
I read this. It was to shame them into equally paying their female employees.
Yeah, and I think that's brilliant. होना चाहिए यहाँ पे भी ऐसा. And those kind of policies actually will work. I also fear that it would also lead to less hiring of women. With maternity leave coming in, paid maternity leave, it saw a decline in the number of women that were getting hired.
Yeah.
After COVID, the number of women that were getting hired saw a decline. You know why?
Why?
Because women had to do household chores during COVID more. So the concern was that how will they balance work and their personal chores?
क्या लड़े यार? What all are we supposed to fight?
Exactly.
Like,
and this is just one day that we get 8 March और उसमें भी बहुत लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम है कि Women's Day
why Women's Day? You get rose on Women's Day. One day free transport is getting on Women's Day. We get nothing. You are alive. You get money.
आप हमारा कपकेक रख लो, आप फ्लावर्स भी रख लो, पर
Women's Day भी रख लो. Women's Day मना लो तुम.
पैसे दे दो हमें.
Please.
हमारे काम के सही पैसे दे दो, हमें इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज दे दो. ऑफिस में अजीब बातें मत बोलो यार. जैसे this one time my manager, okay, and this was during Ramzan, and I was fasting and my manager comes up to me and he goes, you're fasting, no? Ramzan, na? I was like, ha. You can't lie right now, na? I was like, no, I mean, I don't lie. Boyfriend hai tumhara? And I was just like, this is a manager at a media house, okay?
And a workplace.
And
अब आपको बहुत इजी लग रहा है ऐसे पर्सनल और प्रोफेशनल मिक्स करने में. इन सब में चलता है.
This was my first job.
Oh shit, babe, I'm sorry.
And I was just like, what do I say to that? I was so taken aback. और आज मैं जब सोचती हूँ कि ये तो मेरे साथ फर्स्ट जॉब में हुआ, ऐसा नहीं, अभी ऐसा नहीं होता है. अभी भी तो होता रहता है ऐसा. And there are, no matter how strong you think you are, independent, strong woman, you know, working, modern woman.
I'm sorry, but this is also this is like you can be strong and independent does not mean the world is going to let you live, right?
Exactly.
And how are you supposed to just fight it all the time? Because I remember there was this one instance where I was part of this delegation or whatever. This girl was playing pool, and this girl, okay, like qualified, so she's from Harvard, she's a Fulbright scholar, and she was playing pool, and this man out of nowhere comes and he's on top of her and helping, and she just shrugs him off and leaves. And there's a third person watching this, okay, who was playing with her before, who was playing pool with her, and there's a third, this harasser had just joined in, and she did that once, okay, and second time again he comes, let me teach you. Usne bola usse nahi aata pool khelna.
अरे
Usne
यार.
bola, and this
this
friend,
was
no, wait,
Office thing.
no, this was a club
Yeah,
or whatever,
right.
but we were all colleagues,
Yeah.
like work colleagues,
Yeah.
and the third person who was watching it, he walked away. He walked away, saying what? When she later asked him that, bro, you were there, you could have said something. And he's like, wo tum ho na Harvard ki padi hui, strong, independent, mujhe laga tum sambhal logi.
Wow.
That is what strong and independent is coming to mean.
Wow. कि चलो हैरिस कर लेंगे, तुम तो संभाल लो.
हाँ.
Celebrate Women's Day, campaigns बनाइए, अच्छे ads लिखिए, बनाइए सब कुछ, but also work at the policy level. Work to include more women in the workplace.
Just make it a personal thing, no? Like if you're seeing BS happening, call it out. Like, if suppose you and I are friends and a third person, I'm sorry, did I spit on you?
No.
Okay. A third person, a new person joins in, and we're in a group, and if that person is being picked on, and if you and I don't say anything, what does that make us?
Yeah,
And we will have more power in saying things because we are not new to the circuit.
Yeah.
That person is.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like when a dude bro tells a dude bro to shut up, the dude bro will shut up.
that is true.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, no? अभी जैसे policies की भी मैं जब बात करती हूँ, when people say things like Me Too के बाद तो कुछ बोल ही नहीं सकते.
ऐसा क्या बोल रहे थे?
हाँ.
इतना डर क्यों लग रहा है?
अभी तो पास भी नहीं जा सकते किसी के. मत जाओ यार पास.
बुलाया उसने पास तुम्हें?
मतलब क्यों जाना चाहते हो आप पास किसी वर्क कलीग के? वो काम कर रहे हैं, उनको काम करने दीजिए.
Best तो यार, Farzeen, I swear to God, like I was at a cafe. मैं कैफेज में अगर काम करने जाती हूँ तो मैं ऐसे बैठती हूँ, एकदम लास्ट सीट पे जाके माय बैक टू द होल कैफे करके बैठती हूँ. 200 रुपए की तो कॉफी आती है, कौन पीता है 200 रुपए की कॉफी?
विमेंस डे पे हाँ फिर डिस्काउंट्स भी तो मिलते हैं, तो विमेंस डे पे चलेंगे कॉफी पीने.
यार फिर
सॉरी बता ना.
तो मतलब मैं वहां बैठ के आई एम रीडिंग माय बुक, आई एम अंडरलाइनिंग, आई एम डूइंग माय शिट. ओके, ये कैफे है अगर, और वहां उस कोने में कोई बैठा है विद देयर बैक टू द एंटायर कैफे, will you go up to them and try to start a conversation on the book they're reading?
I mean, I would definitely not, but someone did, I guess.
Yeah, like which part of my body language said that it's inviting you to have a conversation? And then now I cover, have you seen all my books that I read are generally covered in newspaper?
Is that why?
Yeah, I don't want you to come and ask me about my book. Don't ask me what I'm reading. I don't want to tell you.
Them lens and measures that women have to take to just exist in public spaces.
I don't have newspaper at my home. Yeah, I asked people for it.
बताओ.
छोड़ दो औरतों को अपने हाल पे.
छोड़ दो, हमें छोड़ दो.
हाँ, प्लीज.
हाँ, हमें जीने दो.
वेज गैप तो मेरे को नहीं लगता हमारे टाइम में सॉल्व होगा. मतलब
सच में
it's an ongoing revolution. मगर please, you can do no good, then do no harm also, no?
Yeah.
Let me sit and read in a corner.
I have a question for you, Prapti.
Yeah.
So pay gap हम सबने फेस किया है हमारे लेवल पे, है ना? But at the senior level, मतलब जो ऐसे डायरेक्टोरियल लेवल है, वहां पे do you think wage gap है?
वहां पे women है.
जो है थोड़ी सी, क्या वो फेस कर रही है? What do you think? Is it more than 20%, less than 20%?
I'm sure it will be more than 20%.
You're right,
Oh.
because as the woman goes up the ladder, which is very rare, the wage gap also increases.
Damn.
I mean, अगर दीपिका पाडुकोन को लड़ना पड़ रहा है इक्वल पे के लिए, प्रियंका चोपड़ा को अब जाके मिला है इक्वल पे, तो हम
Sorry, like we'll just chill about it.
हम
It's okay.
कपकेक में खुश हैं. हाँ, हम चलेगा.
एक गुलाब एक कपकेक यार.
But cupcake tasty बहुत है. I have to give them that.
इसको मीठा कुछ भी मिल जाता है, इसको अच्छा ही लगता है.
मैं
ठीक है?
बहुत बुक्कड़ हूँ.
हाँ.
Sometimes I feel I have had people come up to me, men at the workplace, come up to me and say, what is it that we could be doing better?
Wow, they ask you these questions.
Then I have been fortunate to have come across such men sometimes.
Nice.
And अक्सर मुझे ऐसा लगता है उस मोमेंट में ना आई एम टेकन अबैक बिकॉज ऐसे दिमाग में तो पॉडकास्ट वाला लेवल नहीं चल रहा होता ना कि पॉइंट्स दे देंगे बट बिकॉज दिस इज ईव्स टीजिंग वी हैव अ फ्यू पॉइंटर्स फॉर पीपल to be better at the workplace to inspire inclusion this Women's Day.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I have one thing to add, which is something a friend had said to me, and it was her and I, and we were talking to, two boys, and she went on to say that if there is harassment or molestation or any of those things, and if a girl comes to you, she sat down and explained how we don't want a reaction from you, man. Like we don't want, we just want you to hear us out. And it was very painful to watch her have that conversation, because she said that one day or the other, I'm sure one of your female friends will come to you.
Yeah.
It is a done deal that they will come to you and they'll tell you that this happened. So what are you going to do about it? And they were like, we'll take her to the police station. But no, she will tell you what she wants. Okay.
Yeah.
If she just wants to sit and talk, just sit and talk.
There is this one moment where often people feel like अरे रख के देना था ना दो. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't help
at all.
because it makes them feel like they did something wrong.
Yeah.
If they're sharing an experience, just listen. Or sometimes you can even ask, should we come up with a solution
Exactly.
right now?
No. Why sometimes just
Yeah,
ask them.
just ask.
I'm here. You tell me what you want to be done. We will go as per that.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, the best way to go.
Exactly.
Ask the person talking to you what they want out of the conversation.
And they may not be able to answer that question in that very moment. Don't get pissed कि अरे मैं तो पूछा था.
हाँ.
You know, like
give it time. Already इतना trauma चल रहा है यार दिमाग में. मतलब आपने पूछ लिया है, उनको time दो. जो वो बोलेंगे वो होगा वाला. I think that belief needs to be instilled in that person.
absolutely. The next thing that you can do is stand by women, stand by people who've come to you with their experience and believe them.
Because that, someone coming to you and telling you that this has happened it's such a peak level of trust, especially a male co-worker, and tell them that something of the sort has happened.
Yeah.
And the least you can do is just, be with them. Because like we discussed, going to a big corporate's HR and, raising a complaint and telling them about any harassment situation
Will be overwhelming.
to say the least.
Yeah.
So just having their back, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all you have to do.
Absolutely. And in that moment, don't pass judgmental statements.
Yeah, my own friend was like, it was a work date. You should not have had so many drinks. Don't make excuses for the perpetrator at any point.
Yeah.
Please.
And this has happened to one of my friends. They went on an offsite and they were in Goa, and one of her colleagues, she came up to her and she said, listen, you should dress according to your body type.
No.
That's harassment. Just don't.
Yeah, mind your own business. How does that sound?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like it can come from anyone in your workplace, a co-worker, but like just don't be those people at the workplace. And the third and a radical step that we might suggest right now is discuss paychecks.
And there's a slight digression, but stop being afraid of the word radical, because radical means going to the very root of things.
Yeah.
So if it's not radical, then there will be no
What's
change.
the point of it?
What is the point of it?
Yeah.
So I think it should be a norm now, like Australia put it in. No, it should be a norm that you have to discuss your paychecks with your co-workers.
And then see how many companies are changing their hiring policies to not include women, because that would be an indicator to know कि दाल में पहले से ही कुछ काला था.
अब यहाँ तो पूरी दाल काली हो चुकी है.
I like dal makhni वैसे.
I only like chicken.
With that, I think we've come to the end of our first episode on Eve's Teasing. Tell us in the comments, what is the other topic that you would want us to cover?
Also tell us other ways in which this pay gap situation can be addressed, that you think is a way that it can be approached on a very workers kind of level.
It would be interesting to have representatives of the HR tell us if there are policies that companies have introduced in their organizations which tackle this problem, and it is a very real problem. आप statistics तो check कर ही सकते हैं. And for our next episode, we are going to be talking about relationships.
nightmarish relationships,
dreamy relationships,
the good.
the bad, and
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean-
Maybe situationships.
Oh, I have a lot to say. I have a
हाँ,
lot to
ठीक
say.
है.
Next time.
This is us signing off. Bye. If you like this podcast,
We were signing off, but then we came back to tell you that.
if you like this podcast, like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel,
Yes, please.
Eve's Teasing Podcast.
Mhm.